It is Adam Suey in 4, finishing second at 53.92. That's not good enough. Joe Bartok is third. He challenged late, 53.98.
Mintenko has a good start. He's been working on it with his coach, Tom Johnson. Streamline underwater and then burst up with a big, powerful kick. And he's got the lead already at this point. The other swimmers couldn't come to him. A little bit labored at the end. He's having a little more trouble getting his rhythm going and getting his arms around. You can see sort of a double pump there, but he still gets to the wall in the time that'll get him to the World Championships. Good, solid first length, hanging on at the end. Bartok at the bottom. Gave a challenge, couldn't quite finish it off, and Suey would actually outtouch Bartok for the silver medal in the 100-meter butterfly.
So there's the final results for the men's 100 fly. Mike Mintenko, the only one under the standard at 53.33. Suey winds up second. Bartok is third, but Mintenko the only one to make it. So the tank qualifies to Montreal. He was sixth at the Worlds in Japan. Scott, back to you. The Claude Robillard for the World Swimming Trials. Hopefully these same fans and many more will embrace the event this summer in Montreal. We're set for the women's 50-meter butterfly, where the standard is 27.39. The best in the heats was Kelly Stephanician in lane 5 with a time of 28.10. Erin Miller, the 19-year-old in lane 6, posted a time of 28.29 in the heats.
In the middle of the screen, you've got Erin Miller and Genevieve Samour and Kelly Stephanician there, lane number 6. 19-year-old Erin Miller of Vernon Kokanese was second fastest qualifier. ID'd last year as a sprint prospect. She's fulfilling that here.
One length of the pole, it's the women's 50 fly, and in 4, it's Samour who gets the good start.
She also was ID'd as a sprint prospect, and she has got tremendous speed, tremendous power. Question of will any of the other swimmers be able to get back to her after that great start.
But Kelly Stephanician in 5 has made her move. She is challenging Samour, and look out for Mackenzie Downing at the top of your picture in lane 2, but it's Stephanician at the wall. She wins it with a time of 27.63, 1/100th of a second over Mackenzie Downing from Whitehorse in lane 2. Third place to Samour, fourth place to Jennifer Carroll, and fifth to Erin Miller.
Well, off the start, it can be so critical in this race, and Samour, the third one from the top, has a tremendous start. Watch as she comes up. She'll have about 2 or 3 feet on the whole field. Then she faded just slightly, Downing at the top, as you said, from Whitehorse. Not a lot of swimmers coming out of Whitehorse. She comes up for second, but Stephanician, who used to be a national level backstroker, switched to the butterfly when her backstroke stalled. Looks like a good switch as she, in the middle of the screen, nips in for the gold medal in the 50-meter butterfly.
Well, they just don't come any closer than that. Stephanician by 1/100th of a second over Mackenzie Downing, but neither swimmer makes the standard. Kelly misses by 24/100ths of a second. Stephanician and Mackenzie Downing battling to the wall. The men are on deck for a race that's always a feature at any swim meet, the 100 freestyle. And anytime you get Breent and Hayden and that man, Rick Say, in the same race, you've got a good feature. No, it's not boxing, it's swimming. Hayden set the Canadian record at the Olympic trials last summer. Say is normally the man to beat over 200 meters. The standard here is 49.93. Both Hayden and Say are capable of hitting that time. Canada's best ever placing in the event at the Worlds, and 8th place from Stephen Clark, and that came in Rome back in 1994.
Well, in lane number 2, we'll have Richard Hartness out of Lethbridge, Alberta, certainly a standout at the CIS University Championships. He'll have the first lane, which is lane number 2. Next to him is Colin Russell, the upset winner in the 400-meter freestyle. He's already got his ticket to the World Championships. He's coming down to the shorter distance. Chad Hankowicz from Saskatoon, training in Calgary, was in the final of the 200-meter freestyle, looking to try to step up and medal in the shorter distance, the 100. Brett Hayden, Canadian record holder, powerful sprinter, upset win in the 200-meter freestyle over his rival Rick Say. But Yannick Lupien, the youngest ever medalist in the 100-meter freestyle at the National Championships when he was only 15 years of age, still on the scene, 2-time Olympian from Quebec. Rick Say is in lane number 7, originally out of Salmon Arms, small town in BC, now training and living in Victoria. Adam Suey from Trenton, Ontario. His grandfather was RCAF and the family settled there. He's known more as a butterflyer, but trying to step into the freestyle. Rounding out the field in lane 9, 6'9" Thomas Zukowski out of the Toronto area, now training in Victoria, BC. Like to see those big guys, Steve. That's what you need in this event. Big, powerful swimmers.
2 lengths of the pool. It's the men's 100-meter freestyle. Hayden in 5, Yannick Lupien in 6, and Essaie in 7. And it's Hayden who gets the good start, the standard 49.93.
Well, Essaie came down awful slow on that start. I think he was trying to throw his rivals off, but it didn't throw off Brett Hayden. He's decided, I'm not waiting for you guys. I'm going out after this. And I think Hayden is the key to the Canadian relays and key to a lot of freestyle events. He's got a lot of talent if he can get there.
Hayden splits at 23.72. His Canadian record split time is 23.64.
He's certainly powerful, but Essaie had a brilliant turn. Hayden was a little slow coming off the wall. Essaie can get back and challenge him right now. Who's got the better turnover and the power left in their body for the last 10 meters?
And just over that distance remaining in the men's 100 free, it is Brent Hayden with a slight lead on Essaie. They touch the wall. Hayden wins 49.63. That's under. Essaie 49.67. That's also under. There's Hayden's dad looking on. Yannick Lupien finishes 3rd with a time of 49.89. But it's Hayden and Essaie who both qualify for the Worlds in the men's 100 free. Brent Hayden winning it with a time of 49.63.
Well, he went out very, very strong, faded just a bit at the end as Hayden at the top of those 3. The bottom is Essaie in the middle. They both pulled along Yannick Lupien. He'll be going for the relay. It's a good, powerful 1-2-3 punch. They just need to find a 4th now to have a good, strong relay. Essaie at the bottom couldn't quite come back to the early leader, Brett Hayden, but you've got 3 strong swimmers going for the 100-meter freestyle. They're intense rivals, but they're also good friends because they've got to swim for Canada, and they know it. Let's talk to them.
This race means a lot to me, so there's always a lot of pressure going into this race, and I'm really trying to do a best time, but I didn't quite do it. But it was one heck of a race. I had 2 really fast guys on either side of me here, and I like these guys.
Hayden misses his record but makes a standard along with Essaie. Yannick Lupien also goes under 50 but misses the cut, but will swim in Montreal as a member of the relays. Lupien's experience will help. He's a 2-time Olympian. Up next, a Sports Saturday update.
In July, Montreal will be center stage for the World Aquatic Championships. Last week, one of the world's premier swimmers, American Michael Phelps, checked out the venue.
It's definitely starting to look ready, and the seats are starting to get built, and everything's starting to come together. So, I think by the time July comes around, I think everything's going to be set in place, and I think we're all going to be ready to swim.
What a swim by Michael Phelps! Gold number 4 in Athens.
Phelps dominated the Athens Olympics with 8 medals, including 4 individual gold. Yet he's still expanding his swimming focus.
Goals. I have so many goals right now, and I'm not stopping. I'm not going to slow down until those are accomplished. And I know I have to take step by step to get those, and coming here this summer and swimming some new events are some steps I have to take.
By adding the 100 and 400-meter freestyle races, Phelps may approach his Athens medal haul, and with world record form.
On a perfect day, anything can happen. That would be the best case scenario. I don't know what can happen, what will happen, but I'm just going to really make sure that my training goes good from here on out, and just try to get as best prepared as I can. I know what I can do, and I know what I'm capable of, and so hopefully I'm able to do that this summer.
Michael Phelps impressed as he toured the site of the championships. Once again, let's get you to Steve Armitage and Byron McDonald, the women's 50-meter backstroke at the Canadian Swimming Championships.
Looking forward to seeing Phelps go for 8 in Montreal. Canada's swimming circle of excellence increased by 2 in Montreal with the addition of longtime IOC member Dick Pound. He was 6 in the 100 free in 1960 in Rome. His banner was unveiled along with the one honoring George Hodgson, who won 2 gold at the Olympics way back in 1912. The women are on deck for the 50-meter breaststroke. The standard here is 32.43, and with the Canadian record holder in the distance, Rhiannon Lear, recently retired, Byron, you'd have to say this one is open. The record is 31.73. Lisa Blackburn is the sentimental favorite in lane 5. At 33, she'll have to swim under her age to make the world team. Helen Pitchick, only 14, is in lane 9. 16-year-old Jillian Tyler has lane 7.
There's Kathleen Studi. She swims at Simon Fraser University in the Vancouver area. Her breakthrough came at the Pan Am Games 2 years ago when she picked up a couple of bronze medals. Next to her is Kristen Patelski, two-time Olympian, 1996 and 2000. Really been struggling since the year 2000 with injuries and a little bit off form. She missed earlier in the meet in the 100 meter. She's got to try to make it in the 50, or it'll all be down to the 200. Lisa Blackburn, every time she retires, she misses it too much and she comes back. Age 33, did lifetime best times last year, just missing the Olympic team. Those will have the middle of the screen, lanes 3, 4, and 5. Down at the bottom there, as you mentioned, Steve, Helen Pitchick, only 14 years of age, swims in the Toronto area. And 2 lanes up from her, Jillian Tyler, only 16 years of age. So we've got some youngsters and some veterans.
One length of the pool. It's the women's 50-meter breaststroke, the standard 32.43. They have to hit that time.
Well, and it's under their best time, so somebody's going to have to really rise to the challenge if they're going to be able to get to that time. Blackburn certainly has most of the speed, and she's using that to take it to the front. But look down at the bottom. Michelle Leprade right now is challenging her.
Lisa Blackburn in front, but as you mentioned, Leprade and Jillian Tyler in 7 are coming on strong. Just over 5 meters to go in the women's 50 breast. It is going to be Lisa Blackburn touching 32.92. She does not make the standard. Second place to Tyler in lane 7, and Michelle Leprade finishes 3rd. Tyler's time 33.06, 33.09 for Leprade, but Blackburn wins it, but doesn't make the standard.
Well, certainly there's solace in getting a gold medal. However, Lisa Blackburn swam this year with the express purpose of making the World Championships, so she will be a bit disappointed not getting to the World Championships with this swim. She's not quite getting the drive from her legs as she, in the middle of the pool, reaches for the gold. And down at the bottom, you got the yellow cap in 2nd and the red cap of Michelle Leprade coming in 3rd spot. The 14-year-old at the bottom, Pitchick, ends up just out of the medals, but it's Lisa Blackburn coming in for the gold medal, just over that standard.
Blackburn bettered her age, but she missed the standard, as Byron mentioned, by 49/100ths of a second. She was the only one in the final under 33. Certainly a veteran athlete, still enamored by competition, and that's what you'll see plenty of this summer from the World Championships in Montreal: swimming, diving, synchronized swimming, and water polo. Diving begins on the 17th, swimming on the 24th. Here at the World Trials, the men are on deck for the 50-meter backstroke, and the favorite in this one is Riley James, the Canadian record holder. The 24-year-old set the mark at 25.73 in 2002. James will have lane 5, challenged from lane 4 by Matt Rose, the 23-year-old from Trenton, and the man in 6, Callum Ing, the 20-year-old representing the UBC Dolphins. The standard is 26.13.
And the question really is, has Riley James had enough training behind him to be able to get back down to his best time? He quit swimming until about 6 weeks ago, just started training again, didn't even enter the 100-meter event because he felt he didn't have enough training behind him, so he's going for just this event. Watch for Matt Rose, 3rd swimmer from the top. He has a fantastic start. James is good as well right next to him, but Rose is the best.
One length of the pool, it's the men's 50 back, the standard 26.13.
And Rose has got that great start. He's out in front. Riley James will have to play catch-up, but it's that standard they both want, 26.13. It's not the medals, it's the berth to the World Championship team these gentlemen are going for.
Matt Rose got the early start, but Riley James is coming on strong in 5, as is Callum Ing. It is Riley James at the wall, and he wins with a time of 26.14. That is over the standard. Lane 4, Matt Rose is 2nd at 26.20, and 3rd place goes to Callum Ing in lane 6, 26.25 his time.
oh so close to that standard, 1/100th. Look at the backstrokers. They enter, they go under, they dolphin kick. It's faster to dolphin kick under the water than it is above the water swimming, so they go as far as they can, which is 15 meters, then they burst up. Third swimmer from the top, still underwater, Matt Rose. Boom, when he comes up, he's got a couple foot lead, but at the end, he sort of fades. That big, tall arm of Riley James touches the wall first, but it needed to be about a half an inch taller because he missed the standard by 1/100th of a second.
How can you win and lose at the same time? 26.14 is how James falls on 1/100th of a second short of qualifying for the Worlds. He needed a time of 26.13. So close, yet so far for Riley James. We've got more to come for this great crowd. The women's 200 back and breaststroke. Built as a practice facility in 1976, this is one of the great legacies from the Montreal Olympics, the Claude Robillard Sports Complex. Inside, we're getting set for the women's 200-meter backstroke, an event where Nancy Garapik won silver at the Worlds in 1975. Her time 30 years ago, 2:16.09. The standard for this year's Worlds, 2:14.68. The current Canadian record holder, Jennifer Fertizzi, will have lane 6 in this one. Her record time, 2:11.16. In 5, a very good IMer, Liz Warden. And in lane 4, a former Canadian record holder, Kelly Stephanician, who's become more of a flyer of late.
There's Stephanician, was 8th place at the Olympic Games in this event, the 200-meter backstroke in the year 2000. However, stalled a bit in the progress in the backstroke, especially when Fertizzi emerged as a Canadian record holder and took up the butterfly. She's now coming back to the backstroke. Warden, 11th at the Olympics in the individual medley, is also one of the better backstrokers in the country, trying to move more into the backstroke as well as her strong IM swim. She's from the Toronto area. Fertizzi will be next to them down one lane in lane number 6. So Stephanician is the 3rd from the top, then Warden, and then Fertizzi, the Canadian record holder. Fertizzi originally out of Sault Ste. Marie, but moved to Waterloo when she was 14 to be at the National Center.
4 lengths of the pool. The final of the women's 200-meter backstroke. The standard to hit is 2 minutes, 14.68 seconds. Stephanician in 4, Liz Warden in 5, Fertizzi, the Canadian record holder, in 6.
Well, Fertizzi was 4th and 6th at the World Championships in 2001 and 2003. Looked like that move to Waterloo had paid off in spades. She was one of the best backstrokers in the world and just missed the Olympic final in 2004. And now this year she actually said she's been out of the water for the last 10 days because she's been writing her final exams at the University of Waterloo. So she's a wild card. Not sure where she's at this point in her training. She's back in about 3rd spot right now.
It's Liz Warden first off the wall with a time of just over 31 seconds. She's already up by 1 body length.
Well, and this is a question of, did you go too fast too soon, or are you right on pace? The swimmers and the coaches know certain stroke rates. Her stroke rate on that first 50 was a little bit higher than I think she wanted to be. Question is, will that hurt her towards the end of the race, or will she be able to win by a couple of body lengths?
Liz Warden will touch and head back up the pool. Less than 100 meters to go now in this women's 200 back. The split time, 1:05.36.
And Stephanician at this point is in 2nd. Fertizzi's in 3rd. Fertizzi is known for a tremendous last 50 meters of this 4-lap race, so watch for her to come charging home. Question is, watch Warden. You see her kick there. If she can maintain her kick like that, keep her higher in the water, it'll give her leverage for her arms. She'll be able to finish this race off in 1st, but if the legs start to go down, she's going to have trouble.
Liz Warden leading the way. She will touch and have less than 50 meters to go now. The women's 200 back, and that's a good split time, 1:39.65. That will have her under the standard. Watch out now. Kelly Stephanician has picked it up, as has Fertizzi.
This will be a good race to the wall. Warden's had trouble sometimes in the last 25 meters of the race. The other backstrokers don't know where she is. They can't see her, so they've got to have blind faith that they're catching her. Maybe they can hear the crowd because it's getting louder.
It is Kelly Stephanician who's making the big move against Liz Warden. They've got 10 meters to go. They're coming to the wall. Stephanician just in front of Warden at the wall. It is Stephanician, 2:14.36. Warden is 2nd at 2:14.64. Both of those times under the standard. Fertizzi under the standard at 2:14.68, but she finishes 3rd and doesn't make it. Look at that smile. We haven't seen that for a long time from Kelly Stephanician.
Well, certainly Stefanishin gave up the backstroke a little bit, focused on the butterfly. She's back in the backstroke. Look at how far they are behind, Fratesi and Stefanishin. A body length and a half for Fratesi with only 1 lap to go. But Worden had a bit of trouble towards the end of the race, and those two came charging home. You can see in the middle, Worden doesn't really have her kick. She's not kicking strong enough. She ran out of gas, perhaps a little bit too strong on the first 50 meters. And Stefanishin at the top steals the gold medal. Let's talk to the happy winner.
I'm actually in shock. I really haven't even been training for this event all year. I was focusing on my sprints at the beginning of the week. They were good, but I kind of just swam this for fun, and it just felt great today. I don't even know how it all came together. I'm so happy.
You left it a little late. You only had about 10 meters to work with there.
I just tried to think about swimming my own race, not worrying about where they were. And I knew that I've been finishing really strong, so I knew at the 150 we were all together, just stay in it and swim. It's not over till it's over.
It's going to be special to swim at Worlds at home.
Oh yeah, nothing beats a hometown atmosphere, hometown crowd, and I'm just so excited to be coming back here.
Kelly Stefanishin, considered by some a long shot to make the team, is home and dry in the 200. She'll be joined in this event by Liz Worden. Worden makes it by 4/100ths of a second. Fratesi makes the standard, but finishes third. Only the top two qualify. Still to come. Scott, and welcome back to the pool in Montreal, and the final race in our coverage from the World Championship Trials. We're set for the women's 200-meter breaststroke. Back in the 80s, Anne Ottenbreit and Allison Higson, who still holds the Canadian record, won bronze medals at the Worlds. Higson's time at 2:27.27 was set in 88. Top qualifiers, Kraft and Patelski, will have lanes 5 and lanes 6 in this one.
Lisa Blackburn, the 33-year-old veteran, will have lane number 4. This is the last chance for these women. On the right is Kristen Patelski, the veteran, 27 years of age. They both came to these trials expecting to be on the World Championship team. It's come down to their third and final chance, the 200-meter breaststroke for women.
Four lengths to the pool in the women's 200 breaststroke, and the standard to hit is 2 minutes, 30.96 seconds.
Well, down at the bottom in lane number 9 is Hannah Pierce, the 16-year-old younger sister of the woman in lane 7. 2 lanes up for her. Her older sister, Anna Mae Pierce, very swimming family out of Edmonton. Several other siblings have also been at the national championships the past few years.
But right now, the leader is in the center of the pool, and that is Kristen Patelski, the 27-year-old from Victoria. Kathleen Studi got a good start, and she's challenging. But off the wall, it is Patelski with a split time of 34.39.
Well, Patelski has labored a bit over the last 3 or 4 years. She was on the 96 Olympic team, made the finals. The year 2000, she made the team to go to Sydney, but she missed last summer to Athens. Labored earlier in the meet, thought she was going to make the team in the 100-meter event, so it's come down to the 200-meter. Going to have to show a lot of poise and a lot of courage to get back up to the level that she needs to make that cutoff time and earn a berth on the World Championship team. She's in the middle of the screen.
Patelski, she will touch the wall, turn over, and have less than 100 meters to go in this 200-meter race. It is Patelski with a split time of 1:12.61 at the halfway point. Kathleen Studi has made a move in lane 8.
Yes, Studi moving up. Studi made the Pan Am team 2 years ago, picked up a couple of bronze medals. When asked about that, she said, never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd win an international medal for Canada in swimming, but she has certainly become now one of the better breaststrokers. She's not backing down from Patelski, even though Patelski's got that 2-time Olympic badge on her side.
Christine Patelski going very well, but Studi is putting on some pressure. It is Patelski maybe tying up a bit as they touch and head for home. It is still Patelski in front, the split time 1:51.91. But look at the bottom of your screen in the white cap. That is Kathleen Studi.
Studi making a good move. Blackburn back in about 3rd spot. I'm not so sure she's going to be able to challenge these two. Now the question becomes not so much gold and silver. Can they get to the standard? That split that they just had puts them very, very close to being able to make it. You said Patelski was laboring. She's now actually found another gear, Steve. She's picking it back up in the middle.
And that standard time is 2:30.96. It is Studi and Patowski with a couple of meters to go, driving to the wall, and it is Studi, 2:36.3. That's under 2:37.8 for Patowski. That is also under. Anna Mae Pierce winds up third with a time of 2:32.59.
And at the bottom, you've got Studi. Made a good move on the third 50 of this 450 race. Right to the wall. She gets into the wall under the standard, as does Patowski. Brilliant last 25 meters for Patowski. She was fading, found that extra gear, and made it.
Solid swim for Studi and Patowski, both going under the cut. First and second is one thing, but making the time is a very, very special pressure.
I'm so excited. This was a bit of a long time coming for me. I've been on national team before, but nothing like this. I'm really excited, especially that it's here in Montreal.
What was going through your head with about 15, 20 meters to go?
You know, that's really the best part of my race, so I was just the whole time really excited to get to that last 15, 20 meters where I knew I could really move.
Kristen, I gotta ask you, the other night you were so disappointed at not making it. What was going through your mind as you were coming to the wall?
Well, it's, you know, I haven't made it. It's been a really tough 5 years. You know, the Olympics was a great meet for me, and I just haven't done anything since then, and I've gone through a bout of injury for a couple of years, so I just wanted to get out there and do my best. And the 100, I just thought it was so close, and I didn't make it, and I kind of felt it kind of slipping away, but I'm glad I made it tonight, so.
Congratulations to you both.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And there's the team that will wear the maple leaf at the World Championships this summer in Montreal.
21 swimmers, along with 2 swimmers that will actually be specializing in the 5, 10, and 25 kilometer. So it's 1 swimmer more than the Olympic Games. Certainly you've got to look at Mike Brown as being one of the standouts. Will be leading the Canadian team on the men's side. Brett Hayden looks very strong, and Brittany Reimer.
And there's the winning coaches, and the head coach for Canada in Montreal will be the man on the far left, Jan Bitterman.
He'll certainly have his task cut out for him there. Canada's not having anybody seated at this point, favored to win a medal, but you got the home crowd behind you, so these swimmers listed here will be certainly relying on that to maybe find that extra gear and get them to challenge for the podium. Third down from the top, Mike Brown certainly probably has one of the best chances, and second down from these list of women, Brittany Reimer, the star 2 years ago at the World Championships in Barcelona, hopefully will rise to that level again this summer in Montreal.
And don't forget, CBC Sports will have daily coverage from the World Aquatic Championships podium in Montreal, or the great freestyler, Breent Hayden, or Erin Gamble, the Canadian record holder in the backstroke. She was a star in Barcelona at the last Worlds. Will Brittany Reimer be the star this time around? So long from the World Trials in Montreal. Scott?